Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When we think about footballing greatness, we naturally jump straight to the highlight reels, the blinding goals, the physics-defying assists, or the historic silverware lifted under stadium lights. But true, unfiltered greatness has an overlooked backbone. Longevity. The ultimate testament to a footballer's worth is not just a single spectacular season. It is the brutal, unrelenting ability to show up year after year, match after match, surviving injuries, maintaining peak physical fitness, and holding off generations of younger, hungrier talent. Today, we are diving deep into the ultimate validation of sporting endurance. Updated completely with fresh numbers from the 2026 season, including ongoing matches from the historic 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is the definitive script covering the elite top 50 men's football players with the absolute most official appearances in football history. Let's break down this legendary list, analyzing the mental fortitude, the physical sacrifice, and the sheer structural consistency required to cross the iconic 1,000 appearance milestone and climb all the way to the absolute summit of football longevity. The century breakers entering the 1,000 club positions 50 to 41 to even get a foot in the door of this historic top 50. A football player has to achieve something that borders on the miraculous, playing 1,000 senior competitive matches across their club and international career. Starting at number 50, we have Spanish midfield architect Andrés Iniesta, famous for scoring the legendary World Cup winning goal for Spain in 2010. Iniesta's career didn't stop when he left Barcelona. His stints in Japan and the UAE pushed his final tally right up to the 1,016 appearance mark before his eventual transition out of the playing field. Right next to him at number 49 is English defensive titan Rio Ferdinand, who racked up 1,018 official appearances, followed closely at number 48 by Philipp Lahm at 1,023 appearances. Lahm was a tactical marvel, anchoring the back line for Bayern Munich and captaining Germany to World Cup glory in 2014, rarely ever missing a single minute due to injury. Moving up to number 47, we look at the legendary Clarence Seedorf with 1,027 matches. Seedorf holds the distinct honor of winning the UEFA Champions League with three different clubs: Ajax, Real Madrid, and AC Milan, a feat that required him to remain a guaranteed starter in the most competitive midfields in Europe for over 2 decades. At number 46, we find Frank Lampard with 1,029 appearances. Lampard's inclusion here highlights his status as one of the ultimate box-to-box Premier League Ironman, famously holding a record for 164 consecutive Premier League appearances for Chelsea. At number 45 sits Brazilian fullback Dani Alves with 1,033 official games, followed at number 44 by Scottish icon Kenny Dalglish with 1,038 matches across his legendary spells at Celtic and Liverpool. Rounding out this initial group, we have Northern Ireland's international legend Pat Jennings at number 43 with 1,042 matches. Former England captain and defensive workhorse Brian Robson at number 42 with 1,045 appearances. And at number 41, the iconic French striker Thierry Henry, whose electric career spanning Monaco, Juventus, Arsenal, Barcelona, and the New York Red Bulls officially leaves him at 1,048 total appearances. Icons of the modern and classical eras, positions 40-31. As we climb into the next tier, we begin encountering players who redefined consistency across different eras of global football. At number 40, we highlight England's clinical marksman Alan Shearer, who finished his physically grueling career with 1,052 official appearances. Right ahead of him at number 39 is Italian defensive artist Alessandro Costacurta, who played 1,054 matches, cementing his status as a pillar of AC Milan's legendary backline alongside Franco Baresi and Paolo Maldini. At number 38, we find Spanish midfield controller Xabi Alonso, whose playmaker rolls across Real Sociedad, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich saw him orchestrate 1,057 total career matches. Number 37 brings us to legendary Welsh striker Ian Rush, who accumulated 1,061 appearances, largely driven by his relentless high-pressed forward play at Liverpool. At number 36, we meet the absolute icon of African football, Hassam Hassan of Egypt, who finishes with 1,065 appearances, built heavily on international longevity with the Egyptian national team. Moving to number 35, English midfield general Steven Gerrard stands tall with 1,074 appearances. Gerrard carried the weight of Liverpool Football Club on his shoulders for nearly 2 groups of generations, playing through immense physical pain and delivering elite performances across local rivalries and European nights. At number 34 is the Scottish maestro Gordon Strachan with 1,078 matches, showcasing a career that stretched all the way from the mid-1970s to the late 1990s. At number 33, we'll look at the exceptional Spanish striker Raúl González, who made 1,083 appearances, primarily for Real Madrid and Schalke 04. Number 32 belongs to the English goalkeeper David Seaman, who guarded the net for Arsenal and England across 1,089 official games. And at number 31, we find the iconic Dutch forward out of Ajax and Arsenal, Dennis Bergkamp, who structured a beautiful career over 1,092 competitive appearances. The structural foundations of iron longevity positions 30 to 21. Breaking into the top 30 means we are dealing with footballing gladiators, who didn't just play a lot of games, they essentially lived on the pitch. Number 30 belongs to the legendary Scottish centre-back Alan Hansen, who achieved 1,096 appearances. Right above him, kicking off the 1,100 territory at number 29, is Javier Zanetti with 1,114 appearances. Il Tratter the Tractor was a physical phenomenon for Inter Milan and Argentina. Zanetti famously possessed an aerobic capacity that allowed him to sprint up and down the right flank with the same intensity at age 40 as he did at age 20, completely neutralizing younger wingers through sheer physical preparation. At number 28, we look at Italian midfield warrior Gennaro Gattuso at 1,116 appearances, followed by English goalkeeping icon Ray Clemence at number 27 with 1,117 matches. Clemence was the literal foundation of the dominant Liverpool sides of the 1970s. At number 26 sits Iker Casillas with 1,119 appearances. Casillas broke onto the scene as a 16-year-old on the Real Madrid bench, eventually captaining Spain to a historic treble of international trophies: Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, Euro 2012, and maintaining an elite presence between the sticks for Real Madrid and Porto. At number 25, we find the legendary Brazilian left-back Roberto Carlos with 1,127 appearances. Carlos's career wasn't just long, was explosive. His ability to hit ferocious free kicks and track back over matches is a testament to his gifts. Number 24 brings us to Barcelona's tiki-taka orchestrator, Xavi Hernandez, with 1,000 appearances. Xavi didn't run the fastest, but his mind operated at a hyperfrequency, allowing him to avoid heavy tackles and control the tempo of matches for Barcelona and Spain. At number 23, we feature the incredible English defensive anchor Bobby Moore with 1,137 appearances, followed at number 22 by German icon Lothar Matthäus with 1,141 appearances. Matthäus held the historic Men's World Cup appearance record for decades with 25 matches. He played across 5 different World Cup tournaments as a box-to-box midfielder and tactical sweeper. And at number 21, we find Italian midfield maestro Andrea Pirlo, who elegantly strolled through 1,149 official matches with Milan, Juventus, and the Azzurri. The stratosphere of football royalty positions 20-11. Now, we enter the absolute stratosphere of football history. The names in this section are synonymous with global dominance and unmatched physical durability. Number 20 belongs to the legendary Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon, who retired with 1,155 appearances. Buffon's career was a masterclass in staying power. Debuting for Parma in 1995, playing past his 45th birthday, Buffon anchored Juventus through multiple eras of development, winning 10 Serie A titles and a World Cup along the way. At number 19, we find the iconic Tommy Hutchinson with 1,178 matches, an incredible English winger who played deep into his veteran years across multiple divisions. Number 18 brings us to Barry Hales, the ultimate English lower league and semi-professional icon who continued playing competitive football well into his 50s, accumulating a verified 1,188 matches. At number 17, we look at the legendary English midfielder Tony Ford, who racked up 1,194 appearances, showing an incredible work ethic primarily across the English Football League. Number 16 belongs to the iconic Scottish midfielder Graham Alexander, who finished with 1,202 matches, known for his clinical penalty-taking and physical reliability. At number 15, we highlight the ultimate one-club man, Paolo Maldini, with 1,216 appearances. Maldini spent his entire 25-year professional career with AC Milan, transitioning from the world's best left-back to a world-class center-back. His defensive elegance meant he rarely had to slide tackle, which preserved his knees. This allowed him to play in Champions League finals across 3 different decades. Number 14 belongs to Ray Clemens's peer, Pat Jennings, whose total competitive matches officially clock in at 1,219 appearances. At number 13, we look at the legendary Welsh winger Ryan Giggs, who finished his trophy-laden career at Manchester United with 1,223 appearances. Giggs modified his lifestyle, completely pioneering yoga and strict nutrition in football. He extended his career at Old Trafford until the age of 40. At number 12, we find the iconic Japanese midfielder Yasuhito Endo with 10 Laombai Arshawu matches. Endo is an icon of Asian football, setting the appearance record in the Japanese top flight. He also featured at 3 separate World Cups for Japan. And at number 11, we have the ultimate goal-scoring goalkeeper, Rogerio Ceni, with 10 Laombai Senchitsi appearances. Ceni spent his entire career with São Paulo, achieving global fame for his reflexes. He scored a mind-boggling 131 goals through direct free kicks and penalties. The top 10 all-time appearance kings, we have arrived at the absolute pinnacle. These 10 men have played more matches than anyone else. Their records are etched in stone, and several are still actively rewriting history. 10. Lionel Messi, Argentina, Inter Miami, minus 1,184 plus appearances. Sitting at number 10 is the man many consider the greatest, Lionel Messi. As we play through the 2026 season, Messi has officially crossed the 1,180 appearance mark, driven by his historic club career at Barcelona, PSG, and Inter Miami. But Messi's longevity has reached its ultimate peak right now in June 2026. On June 16, 2026, during Argentina's opening match against Algeria in Kansas City, Messi did something truly legendary. He became the 3rd male player in football history to officially reach 200 international caps for his country. To make the milestone even more cinematic, he scored a stunning hat-trick in a 3-0 victory. By continuing deep into the tournament, Messi has extended his record for World Cup appearances. He reached 28 matches, surpassing Lothar Matthäus. This solidified his place as an eternal king of international football consistency. 9. Roberto Carlos, Brazil, 1,202 appearances verified senior level, while youth and exhibition matches push him higher in informal lists. Roberto Carlos's verified top-tier senior competitive match count stands at 1,202 appearances. He remains one of the most decorated fullbacks in the history of Real Madrid and Brazil. 8. Javier Zanetti, Argentina, 1,210 appearances, full career criteria when aggregating all senior competitive club matches, national team fixtures, and recognized cup ties. Javier Zanetti's full career positions him securely at number 8 with 1,210 total appearances. His discipline allowed him to miss fewer matches due to injury than almost any other player. 7. Gianluigi Buffon, Italy, 1,220 appearances comprehensive career criteria. When we factor in Buffon's complete record, including specialized international youth tournaments, his comprehensive football footprint matches 1,220 appearances. He remains the gold standard for European goalkeeping longevity. 6. Rogério Ceni, Brazil, 1,256 appearances comprehensive club and country. When counting every official state championship, National League, and continental fixture for São Paulo, Rogério Ceni's grand total expands to a massive 1,256 appearances. He stands as a monument to club loyalty and athletic durability in South American football. 5. Paul Bastock, England, 1,284 appearances at number 5. We have an absolute legend of the English lower leagues, Paul Bastock. Bastock's career is a romance of passion, spanning from 1988 all the way to 2022. He finally hung up his gloves at the age of 53, having played close to 680 games for Boston United. He represents the unsung heroes of the sportmen who played week in and week out on muddy pitches. For Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal, Al Nassr, minus 1,325 plus appearances. Number 4 belongs to a man who is the definition of a physical specimen, Cristiano Ronaldo. Operating deep into the 2026 season at 41 years of age, Ronaldo shows no signs of slowing down. His current appearance count has soared past 1,325 matches across his many clubs. Ronaldo holds the absolute all-time men's record for the most international appearances in history. He currently sits at an unbelievable 229 caps for Portugal. His obsession with physical optimization and mental conditioning has allowed him to maintain elite output. He continues his pursuit of breaking the historic 1,000 career goal milestone. 3. Peter Shilton, England, 1,390 senior competitive appearances for decades. English goalkeeping legend Peter Shilton held the undisputed crown. Shilton's legendary 31-year career spanned from 1966 to 1997. He managed over 200 appearances for Leicester City, Stoke City, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton. He remains England's most-capped male international player with 125 appearances. Shilton's senior competitive benchmark of 1,390 matches was long thought to be unbreakable. To Fábio, Brazil, Fluminense, 1,392 senior competitive appearances. But records are made to be broken. On August 20, 2025, a shift occurred. Brazilian goalkeeper Fábio, playing for Fluminense, stepped onto the pitch for his 1,391st match. He officially overtook Peter Shilton's long-standing world record. Now, well into the 2026 season, the 45-year-old icon has pushed his record past 1,392 appearances. Fábio spent the vast majority of his career with Cruzeiro, racking up 976 appearances over 17 years. Remarkably, despite his longevity and winning 12 major trophies, Fábio was never capped for Brazil. His tally is a product of absolute domestic club domination. 1. Peter Shilton, England, 1,504 total official matches, broad historic criteria. While Fábio took the competitive record, Shilton still retains the absolute summit. This is based on the broader historical RSS-SF criteria. When incorporating youth selection matches, reserve league fixtures, and specialized professional qualifiers, Peter Shilton's grand total reaches an astronomical 1,504 matches. This number represents a lifetime spent entirely between the goalposts. It means playing through changing tactical eras and surviving brutal collisions. It is a monument to endurance that may never be eclipsed by an outfield player. When we look across this list, we see a beautiful cross-section of football history. We see goalkeepers who turned their penalty boxes into kingdoms for 3 decades. We see defenders who read the game so perfectly, they never wore out their bodies. And global superstars like Ronaldo and Messi, who combined genius with dedication. These players prove that while talent wins matches, consistency grants immortality. Which of the active legends do you think will climb the highest before calling time? Will anyone ever touch Fábio or Peter Shilton's absolute peaks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Share this video with your fellow football fans. Until next time, keep appreciating the beautiful game, celebrate longevity, and live a limitless life.